Welcome to a new episode on a unique end-to-end generative AI project. For those who are new, this is Satyajit and I do videos related to data science, analytics and AI. This video is going to be an unique end-to-end generative AI project related to the space of e-commerce. So let's get started. For this video, we have a CSV file containing information related to products, summary, reviews and few other columns that we are going to pass to the large language model as a custom data set. And then we are going to create a chatbot that basically does the product recommendation. Imagine you visit the Flipkart or the Amazon website and you want to talk to a chatbot asking about some of the product recommendation. Well, this is what exactly I am talking about. This video is divided into 3 segments. The first part is all about the Collab notebook where we are getting started with the use case. We are trying to build the product. The second video is all about converting the Collab notebook into a Flask application and eventually using AstraDB vector database to store the custom data. And in the third segment, we are taking the next step into the deployment part where we are converting our code into Docker files using GitHub Actions and we are deploying it into EC2 instances. For those who are complete new to these jargons like AstraDB or Docker files or EC2 instances, all the documentation will be provided in the description. So please go ahead and try to understand. In case you still have any confusions or doubt, you know that you need to comment down below and we will revert back with an explanation. In case you also have any issues or doubts, you can always reach out to me on social medias. All the links will be in the description. Well, this video is going to be a very long, explained with details by Dhruv Saxena. He is basically one of my interns. I would not say intern, but he has been working with me from the past 6 months in the space of generative AI, working on various proof of concepts and products. So he's been working with Zep Analytics. In case you want to connect with him, his profile will be also a part of the description. So in case you have any further questions, let me know in the comment section. In case you are complete new to this channel, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe the channel and get started with this video. Let's go ahead. We will be having a detailed explanation. So sit back and relax, and in case you have any questions, reach out to us. See you in the video.
Hello guys, welcome to the series of generative AI project, and today we came up with new and very exciting project which is Flipkart chatbot. We will make a custom chatbot based on the data asset Flipkart product reviews. This project will also follows the RAG based architecture where we will convert this CSV file into a chatbot. So let's begin this video. Before starting this video, let me explain you what is RAG and what is the component of RAG architecture. So for that, let's begin. So RAG, what is the meaning of RAG? Retrieval augmented generation is a technique used to enrich LLM output by using additional relevant information from the external knowledge base. This allows an LLM to generate responses based on the context beyond the scope of its training data. Basically, if the LLM does not have knowledge about the data, it won't give the answer. So for that, you know that the ChatGPT 3.5 is trained till December 2021. So if we pass the information after December 2021, so it won't give answer. So for that, we create a RAG architecture, RAG pipeline. So in this, what we are doing, basically we are in the context of the project, basically we are having data in the form of CSV file. CSV file. So we will convert the CSV file into a small chunks, and after that we will convert those chunks into a vectors, basically into a numerical format, that is embeddings, and we will store those embeddings inside the database, and the database type is vector db. Vector database. And this thing of ingesting the data inside the vector DB is known as data ingestion, where we are ingesting the data inside the vector DB. And suppose if the user I ask a question, so it will convert that question into embeddings into the vector form, and it will basically find the cosine similarity, means semantic search, find the cosine similarity and fetch the most relevant document from the vector database according to my question. So this part is known as retrieval. To retrieve the information from the vector database is known as retrieval, and from that we rank the result. Basically, from suppose from the database it get top n number of results, so we rank them according to their similarity score, and we pass that what cure query and context to LLM, and this will generate the answer. So this part is known as generation, where we generate the output answer from the LLM. Apart from this, basically what we are doing, this is my LLM, and inside this LLM user is inserting its question, that is query, as well as prompt means the instructions to the LLM, and it will take context from the where database, from the vector DB, and after getting all these three things it will generate me the output, that is the desired answer. So this is basically a RAG architecture. So now let's develop this RAG chatbot, Flipkart chatbot. So for that, I have installed some dependencies, and now what I will do after installing the dependencies, let me basically now what we have to do, we have to convert this data into a document format. So for that, let me once again load the data. So let me once again load the data. So there are total 5 columns inside the data frame. So let's check the column name. So we are having product ID, product title, rating, summary, and reviews. But we want only 2 columns from the data frame, that is product title and product reviews. So for that, what we will do, we will just basically I want product title and review. So if we check once again data.head, so we get this data. So now we will convert this data into a document format. So at present our data is in the form of CSV, that is CSV format, but we have to convert this data into a document format. So for that, let me show you how the document format data looks like. So this data is looks like this. This is a one data, single data basically. So at present our data is present in the this CSV for tabular format, so we have to convert this. So for that, what we need, we just I will create a list by the name of products list, and I will iterate over the rows of the data frame. Now I will iterate over the rows of the data frame, all the rows of the data frame. So for that I will create a for loop, index comma row in data dot iter rows. Iter rows. I will create a dictionary object, and inside that dictionary I will create a key pair value, that is product name. So I will basically just renaming the product title with the product name. and reviews. And now we will just append this object to the product list. And object. And if I run this, yeah, if I will show you the product list, what how it looks like. So for that, let me just call the zeroth index and I will show you how this list looks like. So this looks like basically it has product name and review, but we want to convert this into a document format. So for that, we will import document from LangChain only. So from LangChain, I will import document and I will create a docs empty list and I will once again iterate over the product list for object in product list. So inside this we have metadata. We require metadata, that is object. Basically this metadata is in the form of dictionary, that is product name. So this will be object product name, and we have the page content. So for page content we have reviews. So object its review, and we create a document, and inside the document we pass page content equals to page content and metadata equals data, and we will append this doc inside the docs dot append doc. And if I check the doc zeroth index, so see, I have converted this my data into the document format. So from tabular format to document format, we have converted the data. So the data is already in the chunk format. Basically, which I check the length of the docs. So it has already been 450 length. So it is already in the form of chunks. So now we just ingest the data into our vector database. So for that, I will just we are using basically there are different vector DBs available, and in this project we are using a cloud version, that is the Astra DB. We are using Astra DB. So for that we need basically just Astra DB. If you type Astra DB, you have to open the data stacks and you have to sign in with your email ID. And once you sign in, this page will appear, and after this you have to create a database. You have to go to create database, and we will type flipkart flipkart and AWS only, and region we will select the US East 2, and we just create the database. So our database is initializing. It will take time. In the meanwhile, what we will do, we will just we also require basically Grok API also. We are using Grok. Basically, we are calling our model from Grok only. So for that, I required grok API. Apart from this, I also required extra DB endpoint, and also required extra DB application token. I also required extra DB key space, and at last we require Hugging Face token ID also for embedding. I am using my embedding model from Hugging Face only, so I required this thing also. So let's call the basically let's check whether the database is initialized or not. So our database is not yet initialized. So let's call the embedding from the Hugging Face. So for that, what I will do, first of all, I will just pass the Hugging Face token inside this. This is my Hugging Face token, and from langchain dot langchain community dot embeddings import hugging Hugging Face API embedding, and my embeddings will be equals to Hugging Face API embeddings, and inside this I will pass API key, my HF underscore HF token HF token, and my model name, and my model name will be basically I'm using BG base ENV 1.5. So I am basically using this embedding. So let's call this embedding basically, yes, my embedding model is being loaded. Now let's check whether our database is created or not. See, our Flipkart database is created. So I required API endpoint and application token. So for API endpoint, this is my API endpoint. So just copy this API endpoint. Just copy this API endpoint. Apart from this, I also required token. So if we generate the token, so copy the token. This is my token, and in the DB key space, what you have to do, you have to just enter default key space, default key space. And I also need grok API. So for that, what you have to do, just search grok API key, and inside the API keys you have to create the API key. Just enter the name and press submit. So your API key will generate. So you have to just copy that API key and keep it inside your collab here. So I am having all the five things. So now what I will do, I will basically ingest my data inside the database. So for that, from langchain underscore extra db import extra db vector store. So my vector store will be vector store will be extra db vector store, and inside this I have to pass my embeddings equals to embeddings embedding, and my collection name will be, so what will be my collection name? So my collection name will be basically, my collection name is with the name of Flipkart. So Flipkart will be my collection name. and this is my collection name. And I also required these three things: extra DB API endpoint, application token, and default key space. So for that, I will just pass these three value and I will hit enter. So this is embedding. So it is creating my vector store, basically initializing, and I will ingest my data inside the vector store. After this, what we have to do, we have to just add our documents, basically this list, docs list, inside my vector DB. So let's wait, let it run. So this has been run. So now I will just hit enter to this, and this will ingest all my data inside the XtraDB vector database. Uh, let's check whether it is done or not. So let's rerun. See, this is ingesting total 102 requests. So it will take time. Basically, we are having 450 rows. Let's wait for this to ingest the data. See, it has created a Flipkart. Let's wait. It is showing me one error. Basically, what it is showing, cannot convert string to float E. Let's rerun this again. It was correct. See, now it has ingested the data. So I will show you. Uh, if I rerun this again, see, I have ingested my data inside the vector DB. Basically, here is our data, and as well as embedding also with the embedding. See, this is the embedding vectors. If I see in the JSON format, see, I am having content, metadata, and vector, basically the embeddings. So guys, we have ingested our data also. So now what we have to do, we have to generate the output. So for that, I will first initialize the LLM. So we are using grok. So from langchain underscore grok import chat grok, and I will just call the model. So my model will be chat grok, and my grok API key grok underscore API underscore key will be grok underscore API, and I'm using llama 3.170b from the grok. So I'm using this model. If I hit enter, so my model has been initialized. So now basically guys, what I am doing, this is a chatbot, and I am creating this chatbot with history, means it remembers the past information entered by the user. So for that, basically I am following this architecture, align history. So basically what we have to do, so let me explain you this thing in detail. So for that, let me open this. So guys, what we are doing until now, what we are doing, we are just retrieve the information from the retriever only. But in this, what we are doing, we are, this is the query from the user, and we are, according to the query, we are searching the document, most relevant document from the vector database, and we retrieve that data from the database and pass that database to our LLM, pass that data to our LLM. But in this project, what I am doing, I'm just taking query as well as the history. I will also capture the history, what the past information user passed, and I pass that history to LLM. I will pass that history to LLM, and I will rephrase that query. I will rephrase that query, and this will become my retriever. So let me show you basically here what we are doing. I am taking query from the user as well as query as well as history, and I'm passing that inside the LLM. This is the LLM, and I will rephrase that query, and this will become my retriever. So what, so let me show you basically what I'm doing. What is the rephrasing query? I'm rephrasing the query. What I'm doing, see, retriever prompt, basically give me a chat history and the latest user question which might reference context in the chat history. Formulate a standalone question which can be understood without the chat history. Do not answer the question, just reformulate it if needed, otherwise return as it is. Basically, if user asks something related to the past information, it will just reformulate that. It will reformulate that question along with the context, and that will become my retriever. It is a, basically it is a little bit complex, but you have to pay attention what I am doing. So let's just do this once. Let's just do, and I will import some. I will import some of the dependencies, and I will also call my retriever also. So my, right now my retriever is what? My retriever is basically vector store dot as, and search queries will be 3, means I, and I am entering, I am also mentioning the search queries, means from the vector store fetch top 3 best, top 3 most similar documents with highest cosine similarity. But now what I will do, I will just pass, see, I will take query from the user, conversation history, pass that to LLM, and rephrase that query. And this is my retriever. Right now, what my retriever is this. And if I pass that retriever to LLM along with prompt and question, I will get output. But will not, this thing will not capturing the memory. This will not capture the memory. So for that, what we need now, I will write my contextualize query prompt. So for that also I will import chat prompt template, and what we will do, contextualize chat prompt template prompt. I will from chat prompt template dot from messages. What I need to pass? I just need to pass my system prompt. Basically, system prompt will be retriever prompt. Basically, this will my retriever prompt. System will be my retriever prompt. So if the user query has something related to the past, relevant past questions, then only it will reformulate the question along with the context. Otherwise, it will just pass the question as it is. And now I have to capture chat history also. So for that, my variable name will be chat history, chat history. And one important thing, the user query, that is human, inside this input. And if I run this, so this is my contextualize query prompt. This is my contextualized query prompt. And now I will create a history aware retriever from this. And I will create a history aware retriever. And for that, we have to create history aware retriever. We have to import inside this. I will pass my model along with retriever, normal retriever, and I have to pass contextualized query prompt inside this, and this will become my history aware retriever. And now what I will do, I will just pass my, now I will pass my product prompt template. So this is my product bot template. What it's saying, you are an e-commerce bot, is an expert in product recommendation and customer queries. It analyzes product titles and reviews to provide accurate and helpful responses. Ensure that your answers are relevant to product context and refrain from staying off topics. Your response should be concise and informative. Inside this, I will pass the context, that will be my contextualized query prompt and user input. And now we will create a query prompt. Query prompt. Now we'll create a query prompt. So inside this, we will use chat prompt template dot from messages. What I need? I need three things inside this. I will copy this as it is. And this will be in the list type. And but inside the system, I need not retriever prompt. I need product bot template. And I will just hit enter. And now we will create question answer chain. So my question answer chain will be create sub document chain, and inside this we pass model and question answer prompt. And now I will create my chain, and this chain will has create retrieval chain, and this will has history aware retriever and my question answer chain, question answer chain. And guys, I have created my chain. This is my chain. But now we have also important task. Now we have to manage the history also. So for that, I will create an empty list by the name of chat history. I will create an empty list. And what I will do, I will import some dependencies from LangChain only. I import chat message history, base chat message history, runnable with history message, and I will hit enter. After this, what you have to do? You have to create a dictionary by the name of store. Inside this, it will capture all the history of your chat, and we have to create a session. Basically, we will create a session, get session history. So if we change the session, it will manage history for different session by session. It manages the history. Session id will be in the form of string, and it will gives the output as base chat message history. If I go inside this function, what I will do, if session id not in store, if the session id is not present inside the store dictionary, then only it will inject that history inside the store. Otherwise it will just pass that inside the store. So what we are doing, we are adding my new session history inside the store. Otherwise it will just return to session id. So this is my get session history, session by session. If suppose if the user came and if the session is with the name of Dhruv, so there will be a different chat history for Dhruv. Suppose one another user came with the name of Pawan. So for that the different history, it will manage its history by session wise. So now what we need, I just need to create a chain. I will just call the chain, pass that chain, basically the history chain with memory will be runnable message. What do I need? Runnable message with history, and inside that we need to pass my chain and session history, and we need input message key. Messages key will be my input, which is from the user will enter this input, and history message key will be the chat history, and my output answer key will be my answer, which I get the output from the LLM. So this is the from the user, this is my chat history, the dictionary which I have created, and this is the output from the LLM, and I hit enter. So now what I will do, I will just invoke this, and I will just invoke, and inside this I will create a dictionary, and inside the dictionary I will write input will be input, and I will also, we have to also manage the session. So for that, configuration will be, it is also a dictionary with configurable configurable will be session id will with the name of roof, and this only, and it will give me the answer. And what question I ask, basically, can you tell me the best Bluetooth birds? Can you tell me the best Bluetooth words? So if I hit enter, So let it run. Let's see whether it is giving me the answer. It is suggesting me the best Bluetooth buds or not. So it is giving me the error. Uh, error. Let's check what error it's showing. Let's check. Uh, Input to chat prompt is missing chat history. Expected chat history. Chat prompt template. Let's check what error we are getting. Input to chat prompt template. Chat history is missing. Expected chat history. Chat history. It is having input model. Input, people. This chat history again. So it is again showing me error. Basically, which line it is showing me. Create a chat history. Create a store. And now this, this. See guys, it has suggested me based on the reviews provided the Realme Buds Bluetooth seems to be excellent option. The retriever praises its sound quality, battery life and design. They also mention that the best wireless Bluetooth earbuds with this price, and it has the best at the base. So guys, this is our chain, and let's check whether, and let me show you the store also. See, with the name of store. So this is managed in the session. Suppose if I write ABC123 and if I hit enter, and if I check the store, so it will create, see, another session for another user. So let it be throw only, and let's check. What? Let's check the history, whether it is managing the history or not. So for that, what I will ask, what is my previous question? I will ask, what is my previous question? So I'm not providing any context. It will automatically take the context along with the query, and pass to LLM and rephrase that query, and this will pass as a retriever. So let's rerun this. See guys, it has manages your previous question was, can you tell me what was the best Bluetooth earbuds? And if we check store, so inside the Dhruv only, it will create it. See, inside the Dhruv only, what is my previous? So this is managing the session basically, user by user. So guys, yes, this is a small video on development side of the Flipkart chatbot. In the next part, what I will be do, I will convert this collab.ipnby file into a Flask based application. Till that, thank you guys. Hello guys, welcome to the second part of the Flipkart chatbot. And in this video, what we will do, we will just convert this Flipkart chatbot, which we have developed in the collab. I will convert this into a Flask based application inside the VS Code environment, virtual inside the VS Code. And in the first part, we have created a collab notebook of this. We have just see how we can create a Flipkart chatbot. So now let's begin and create a Flask application for this. So for that, what you have to do, you have to open your desktop and you have to create a folder by the name of Flipkart. And inside that, you have to open this folder. And after opening this folder, what you have to do, you have to open this folder inside the VS Code. So for that, what you can do, you can either right click and open the terminal, and inside this you can type code space dot. This code is for the VS Code and dot is for this particular directory. Or else, what how you can open this command prompt, you if you go to here, this the path, if you type here cmd, it will open the command from inside this directory. And inside this, what you will do, you have to just write code for the VS Code and dot for this particular folder and hit enter. After hitting enter, the VS Code will be opened for this directory, see Flipkart. And inside this, what you have to mention, basically what you have to mention, I will let you know. So you have to create a file by the, first of all we have to initialize the git for this. So for that, what do you need, I need basically git ignore dot git ignore, and I also want readme dot md. Apart from this, what I want, yeah, this only I want. And I will also create, yeah, now what I will do, now we have to open our github account, github. And inside this, you have to create a new repository by the name of Flipkart. by the name of Flipkart and just create a repository. Now, what do you need to do? You need to know this code. Basically, you have to copy this code inside your CMD. So just copy this and paste this inside the README file. And now you have to open the terminal. And inside this terminal, just open the command prompt. And now, what you have to do? You have to just type git init. It will initialize the git. After this, you have to add your README file. So for that, git add readme.md. This will add readme file inside your git, and after this you have to commit this. So for that you have to just type git commit -m. This will be first commit, and after this you have to make a branch by the name of main. So git branch -m main, and after this you have to just add the basically the path, the link of the directory to which GitHub repo you have to add this. So just hit enter, and now you have to push this git push -u origin main. Just hit enter and see this readme file has been pushed to your GitHub. So let's check this. So for that, just refresh this page and see your readme file has been added. And now what I will do, I will just remove this and I will write the Flipkart chat bot. Flipkart chatbot. Uh, Now what I will do, I will create a virtual environment. So for that, you have to type basically Fonda create -p. -p means that the virtual environment folder will present inside this Flipkart directory only. -p venv for virtual environment, or you can also write env environment, but we usually prefer venv. And your Python version. So I will choose Python 3.10 and -y for yes. And just hit enter. So this will create a virtual environment. So this is creating a virtual environment. So in the meantime, what I will do, I will just create a requirements.txt file inside my folder, this Flipkart requirements.txt. And now I will just add all the requirements which I need to install inside my virtual environment. See, all these requirements I need to install, and I will let you know what this -e space dot means. Wait a minute, I will let you know what is this basically. And see, your environment has been created. Now I will activate my environment. So for that, Fonda activate my virtual environment icon. So see, I am inside my virtual environment. So now I will clear my screen, and see, I will just add this virtual environment folder inside the git ignore, so it will not tracked by the GitHub. So yes, I have done this. So basically now I will create another Python file tem template.py, and I need setup.py. I will let you know what is setup.py and template.py. So basically template.py is to create the folder, what the folders I required to present in my directory. Basically different folders I need: app.py, I need templates folder, statics folder for HTML CSS, I need data ingestion folder. So for that, what I will do, I will just type import os, and from pathlib I will import path, and I will type the list of files, basically the list of files I needed. So I required all these files. Basically my project name, project underscore name will be equals to what? Flipkart hyphen bot. Flipkart. Basically by the name of Flipkart. And I will just initialize this. Basically these all the files and folder it will create inside my local directory. And after this, what I need? I just need create file path file path in list.files, and file path will be path and file path. And after this, I will create file directory file dir and file name will equals to os.path.split file path. So now if file directory is not present, is empty, if file directory is not equals to this, then it will create a file directory. Then what it will do, os dot make dir file dir and file dir, and if it already present, so then it will be exist okay equals to true. And now what I'll do, if not dot os dot path dot exist file path, or I need what, or os dot path dot get size of file path. If it's equals to 0, then I will create a file with open file path. I will open this in write mode and as f and pass it. So this is my basically template.py. So it will create all the files and folder inside my Flipkart directory. So what I will do now, just run this python template.py. See guys. So it has created all the folders. See env folder, setup.py already present, temp app.py, env templates, inside templates chat.html, and inside the chat.html style.css. So everything has been present. So now one important thing is that this is my this is Flipkart is my main folder, source folder. Inside this, what you are seeing that there is one file by the name of underscore init.py. So what is this file, and why I have mentioned this file? And I have also mentioned this setup.py, and apart from this I have also mentioned what happened guys, I think I closed my VS code by mistake, so I will again open this. uh, Sorry guys. So see, I have basically what I'm saying, I have created inside my source folder of Flipkart one file by the name of underscore init.py, and I have also created setup.py. And apart from this, inside the requirements.txt, I have created a I have mentioned one line that is hyphen e space dot. So what all these things? Why I have mentioned this thing? So now I will explain all these things. So let me first activate my environment once again. So for that you have to open the command prompt and just type conda activate env env flash. So my virtual environment is activated. I'm inside my virtual environment. So guys, basically what I am doing, I am creating a package. What is package? So let me explain you this thing in detail. So guys, let me explain why I'm creating. Basically I'm creating this Flipkart folder as a local package. Local package. So for that, let me first explain you basics of package. What is package? So guys, basically a package means, what is the definition of package? A package means a folder which contain multiple files. Multiple files. So this is a package. So see, so I have basically chosen the file by the name of Flipkart. So let me first. So this is my folder by the name of Flipkart. By the name of Flipkart. So basically, this is my folder Flipkart. This is my Flipkart folder. Inside this Flipkart folder, what I am having different py files. Basically, I am having these data underscore converter.py, data ingestion.py, retrieval underscore generation.py. So basically I'm having multiple files, and the folder which contain multiple files is known as package. So there are multiple .py files or modules, you can say. So how Python came to know, how Python came to know that this folder is a package. So I know that there are multiple files inside this folder, so this is a package. But how Python will know that this is a package? So for that we will mention what inside the Flipkart folder underscore init dot py. We define this inside my pack module, basically a package folder, Flipkart folder, my source folder. This is my source folder, src folder, basically source folder. So, and I have created a virtual environment by the name of env virtual environment. I have created this. So basically guys, you know that what is pandas and langchain numpy. What is this? What are these pandas, langchain, and numpy? What are these guys? These are the package, but global package. These are global package. These are the global packages. But what I will do, if I want to install pandas, basically if I want to install pandas inside my env, what I do, I will just install pip install pandas. I will just mention pip install pandas. But if you want to install your local package inside your venv, basically now this is my Flipkart folder is my local package, because I have mentioned underscore init.py. So if I want to install my local package inside my virtual environment, that is Flipkart folder, I want to install what pip install hyphen e. So see guys, let me explain you inside this. So this is my Flipkart folder or source folder, you can say. Inside this source folder I have created underscore init.py. So this will basically help Python to understand that this folder is a package, local package. So now I want to install this local package inside this my virtual environment. Inside this my virtual environment. So for that I need a special thing. What I need to install what pip install hyphen e space dot. So what this hyphen e space dot means? So this hyphen e space means basically this e means an executable, and in the backend it is calling what? It is calling setup.py. So guys, I have also mentioned setup.py file also. So I told you that in the beginning that I have created setup.py file also. So in the backend, this -e will execute setup.py, and now what this dot means the setup.py present in my local directory, in my current directory, basically in my Flipkart directory. Dot represent that setup.py present in my Flipkart, this main directory. So that's why I have installed -e space dot. And you know what is package, basically package, and what is local package, global package. So setup.py is only responsible to install local package inside your virtual environment. So, so guys, this setup.py is only responsible to install your local package, this Flipkart, inside your virtual environment. So these are the basics of package. And if let you know, if you go to PyPy, basically, if you just search pandas, see guys, so see, this is the global package. For that, if you install this global package inside your env, you just copy and say pip install pandas. So this is a global package. And my Flipkart folder, basically my Flipkart folder, this folder is a local package. So if I want to install this Flipkart folder inside my virtual environment, I need to mention a setup.py, and I need to install pip install, basically I have to install -e. Means -e means executable, which in the backend execute setup.py, and dot means dot mention the where the setup.py present. So now guys, I will just write the code inside the setup.py. So for that, what you need, you need to import from setup tools, import find packages and setup, and from typing import list. And I will create a function basically by the name of get requirements. Basically, I am also getting the requirements, these requirements in the form of list. So I need to pass this all these requirements inside the list inside my setup. So for that, I will create a function by the name of get underscore requirements, and this will be my function. And what will be the out type of this function? Basically, it is a list, and inside that list, basically list, I have mentioned all my requirements, different requirements. So now I will just mention this. So why it is showing me? Yeah, guys. So I have mentioned get requirements. So I will get all these requirements in the form of list. And now we will create a setup, and inside this we will name this as Flipkart. And inside this, I will create my version. So you have seen in Python pandas, basically version 2.2.2. So this is also same only. So I will create version of this. Version will be basically in the form of string 0.0.1, and author name and author email. It also required these thing also. So these are the prerequisite to basically to create our Flipkart folder as a package, local package inside the VNV to install. So now if I will run pip install -r requirements .exe, see, it has first run setup.py in the backend. See guys, preparing metadata setup.py done, and now it's installing the running setup.py to develop for Flipkart. So now it's installing Flipkart folder as a package, local package inside my virtual environment. So now guys, now I have installed the dependencies also, and what you have to do, I have created one .env folder. Basically, why I have created this .env folder, and you have to mention this .env folder inside your git ignore. So here you have to mention .env. Why I have created .env, and see inside the requirement I have also imported python.env. Python.env. So I mentioned this. So what is this basically? Basically guys, you if you see the collab notebook, basically I have imported different APIs. I have called APIs, different APIs. So to set this API as an environment variable, I need to install this .env. So this, so why I require this .env? So my API keys are not exposed to. So these are the confidential keys. Anyone can, if anyone get to know your API key, he or she can be directly misuse your API key. So we have to keep these API in a safe place. So for that, so it won't get exposed to everyone. Just mention this, and in the code I will let you know how we can call this .env with the help of python.env. So now our setup is ready guys. So let me push this setup. So let me push this setup inside my GitHub repo, and after this we will code the part, we will code this data converter. See guys, it has also created egg.info for our package only. In this there are different info. See this Flipkart underscore in it, top level Flipkart is my package name, basically local package name, package info, and source, sources.txt, basically which files it has to consider as package, basically data converter, and this. So now guys, let me see what files. So I will also mention this also, this file also as a git ignore, this egg info. So for that you just need to enter this. This I have also mentioned, and apart from this I will push everything to my GitHub. So just setting a folder structure. So I will now commit this changes to my GitHub. So guys, I have committed all the code to my GitHub. If I rerun this again, basically refresh it, see guys, inside the Flipkart, this is my init.py, this is my data converter, data ingestion and retriever. So guys, now let me explain you what is this data ingestion, data converter and everything. So guys, if you come inside the Flipkart folder, you will see three files: data converter, data ingestion and retrieval and generation. So what this means guys, inside this data converter, what happened guys, basically if you know, if you have seen my first part, if you have seen the first part, you know that my data is in the form of CSV, basically the form of CSV. See, there are five columns features inside my table, and data is present inside the CSV. So I have converted this data into a document format. So inside this I will just same thing, I will convert this CSV into a document format. So for that guys, I will import my data. So for that I will create the folder by the name of data, and inside this data I will basically ingest my data file. So for that guys, let me just paste the CSV file inside this data folder. So for that, just I have pasted my Flipkart product reviews. If you open this, so this is the same as the, see, five different columns that are present. So now guys, what we have to do, we have to just write the code for the data converter to convert my data into the document format. So what I need, first of all I need to call the basically pandas, import pandas to read the CSV file. Put pandas as PD. And what I required document from LangChain codes, from dot documents import document. So I required these two things. And now what I will do, I will create a function by the name of data converter. I will create a function by the name of data converter. And inside this data converter, what I will write, first of all, I will call my data. So product data will equals to, I will read my CSV files. Read. So I will now just copy the path of the CSV file. Just copy relative path and pass this inside this. And I just mentioned double slash, and this is my data, product data. I'm reading this, and inside from this product data I require only two folders. Basically I require only two columns. What are these columns? Basically, if you have seen the, if you see the collab notebook, I basically need these folder, product title and reviews folder only. I need these two columns. So for that, I will just mention these two columns inside this. And now I will create a empty list by the name of product. So what I will do, guys, I will just copy that thing from here only. I will just require this. I will just mention this thing here. Space. Yes, guys. I will also, yes. So this is the, basically I'm doing this, converting this data, these two into a dictionary. And after this, I will create one empty list by the name of docs, and I will just iterate over the product list, and I will just add this. So we have done, see guys, what we have done, see, I have created an empty list by the name of docs, and I have done this tab. So now after running this, my data will convert into this format. So I have done this thing only, and I will returning my docs. So this is my data converter. So it will convert my CSV file into a document format, and that's it. So now what I will do, I will just push this by the name of data converter. I will synchronize the changes. And if you see guys, if I refresh this, see data converter has been pushed to my GitHub and all the code is available. Now I will just, now what I will do, I will write code for the ingest data ingestion. Basically now I am ingesting my data inside the data stack, basically my extra db. So let me show you that. Yesterday I have, basically in the previous part I have done this thing. So let me open the extra db. So inside this I have created a collection by the name of Flipkart, and I have ingested my data. See the collection with the name of Flipkart, and I have ingested all my data inside this. So now what we do, basically I have already ingested my data inside my data ingestion. So I don't want to ingest data again and again. So for that, what we need, first of all, basically I will just import these all requirements. And see guys, I have imported one important thing. See this, from .env I have imported load underscore .env, and I will just call this method load, this load underscore .env. So guys, if I show you this thing inside here if I write Python, and if I import from .env, import load.env, and if I also import os, and I will just load.env, so it is true. Basically, I have successfully loaded this. So, and if I write this thing, guys, os dot get env, this thing, os dot get env grok API. See, I have mentioned this here, grok API, and if I hit enter, oh, basically it is grok API key. And if I save this and if I hit enter, so guys, what it's showing basically it is empty. Let me write os dot environment, os dot get env, and if I copy this thing, grok API, huh? What is it? What I think, guys? It is showing true. If I call this, see guys, if I call this, it is showing me that it is basically showing my API key. So we need to basically keep these APIs inside a safe place, so it won't be exposed to some other user. So they may misuse your API key, and if they came to know your, basically suppose your AWS key, secrets key, so they may can easily misuse your API keys. And so we have to keep this thing inside a safe place. So that's why we mentioned this thing, load. So now just I will exit from this, exit from here Python, and I will clear my screen. And now I will ingest the data. The data I have already ingested. So I will write the code for the ingestion. If what I will do, if the data is not present, if the basically the data is not present inside the vector DB, it will ingest. Otherwise, it will skip that part. So for that, first of all, I will just call all my APIs, which I have shown you inside the Python. Now I will call my all the APIs, and apart from this, I will also call my embeddings. So I have basically I am using embeddings from Hugging Face only. So here I have mentioned somewhere embedding. See this embedding. So I will paste this thing here, embedding, and now I will create a function by the name of data ingestion. Data ingestion, and inside this data ingestion I need one thing. Basically I need to pass the status for what, that whether the data is present inside my embedding or not. If the status is not there, then it will ingest my data inside the vector db. If the status is false, then it will ingest. Otherwise it will retrieve only. It will act as a retriever only. It will retrieve data from whenever call. So vector store is equals to, let me copy and paste this code from here only. So I require this code, and embedding, basically it is embedding. And now what I need to do now, storage. Now I will initialize my status. Storage is equals to status, and what I need, if basically if my storage If my storage is equals to none, means nothing is present inside my data, then docs is equals to data converter. I have called this thing from my data converter. See this thing I have called from, basically it is from Flipkart. I am calling my data converter, and inside this data converter I will just ingest my data. Add documents, insert IDs equals to vector store dot add underscore documents, and that is docs. So this thing has been done, guys, and if the data is already present, what I need to do, I will just return vector store, and I will return my vector store as well as input IDs. So this is the, guys, for the data ingestion. So let me show you, this thing. I will just find, basically I will just perform a similarity search. I will just pass the query, and it will fetch the similar data. It fetch the similar query, basically data according to that query from my vector store. So for that I will mention if underscore underscore name underscore underscore equals to underscore underscore main underscore underscore, and this thing will be inside the string. And if I just basically if I just pass this thing, guys, if I pass this thing, and what I will do, I will just copy the path of data ingestion, copy relative path, and if I write Python, and I will just paste this, and I will space enter. So guys, it has been run and it is not showing me anything. So for that, what's the issue I'm seeing? Let me rerun this again. Clear screen. Let me check whether I have basically correctly I am. This thing is correctly mentioned. Everything is correctly done. This is Flipkart only. Let me check the spelling. So I have to sign in. So let me sign in first. So I have signed in. So this is with the name of Flipkart. And the name is correct. And inside this, the name of Flipkart. Everything is correctly mentioned, guys. So let me rerun this. Why it is not printing? What happened, guys? Let me see this again. See guys, if I ask, can you tell me the low budget sound bass head? So it is fetching the basically it is fetching the document from the vector store, most relevant documents. So it is fetched me. So basically it is fetching me one, two, three, four documents. Four or two only, I think. Four documents it is fetched. See guys. So my data ingestion part is also done. My data converter is also done. So now I will retrieve the information from vector db and generate my output. So for that guys, what I need, I will import some of the dependencies. So for that, just I have mentioned this. Now what you I also need from dot env import load.env import os and also load. I will initialize this method. And what I need my grok api. Basically inside this I am using calling my llm from the grok api, and I will basically initialize my model is equals to chat grok, and inside this I will pass my parameters, model parameters. So this is my model. And what I need basically, let me show you what I required. I required basically guys, let me copy and paste and I will then explain you each and everything, because I have already explained you this thing inside the collab part. But no worry, I will once again explain you this thing. So this is the code which I have written. So basically I'm creating an empty list by the name of chat history. Inside this all my previous history, basically previous question and output will be present. And I'm basically managing my session by the name of get session history. So for every user, every particular user, for particular session id, there will be a different chat history. So if suppose I Dhruv is basically is the it is the session of Dhruv, so it will manage my session inside that part only. And suppose if some other person came and with the name of that person the session, it will manage the history for that person separately. And now I'm creating basically a generation. Basically it will generate the output, the answer which I'm asking from my chatbot. So for that I will basically, this is the retriever part. I am calling, basically I am retrieving data from vector database, and search quarks equals to basically top three results I am searching. And this is my retrieval prompt. Basically, let me explain you this thing once again in the detail. So I will, what I am doing, how I am managing the history. Let me explain you this whole part once again. So for that guys, what I required, see guys, what I am doing inside my, what I am doing inside my this. Suppose if how I am managing my history. Suppose if a user asks, suppose if I ask from the llm what is machine learning, basically this is my user input. So llm, this is the ai output, ai generated by llm. So it says machine learning enables computer to learn from data, identifying patterns, making predictions and improving over time without explicit programming. So this is the output from the ai. So now if once again user asks what is a making prediction, what is a making prediction, see, user ask about this, what is a making prediction. But main thing is that he has not mentioned anything about the this machine learning. Basically he has not provided the context to the next question. So how llm came to know that what the user is asking about the making prediction. So what it will do, it will take the previous question, basically this previous answer from the llm along with this question, and it will pass this thing to the prompt. Basically what, given a chat history, this is my chat history, and the latest user question, this question which might be reference context in the chat history. So this might Not definitely, but this might have the reference history inside the chat history context. Formulate the standalone question which can be understood without the chat history. So I will just rephrase my question. I will just rephrase my question. This question. I will rephrase my this question according to the output from the AI. Don't answer the question, just formulate if needed. Otherwise, return is as it is. So it will don't answer my question. It will just reformulating my question, rephrasing my question. So how the new rephrased question will look like? See, if user asks this, and it will rephrase this question this way. How does machine learning make prediction? By identifying patterns in data. And what does this making prediction means? Initially, user asked what is the making prediction, but now it has rephrased this question by keeping context from the AI. So let me explain you with the example also. Suppose if a user asks what is 3 plus 3, so it will give 6 basically. 6. If a user asks what is 3 plus 3, so LLM gives 6. And if user asks what should I add so that this become 10, so basically user did not pass. Basically, what should I add? So it will add 6. So from the question only, it will rephrase that, and it will take 6 plus 4 is equals to 10. So this is my output. So this is I am doing. I am just passing this thing question plus my context from the previous answer along with this prompt. I am passing this thing to LLM. Basically, I am passing all this thing to LLM, and this will give me, so this will give me a new question which is basically a retriever. This is a retriever. So guys, I am basically doing this thing only here. If I show you this thing inside this, I am doing same thing here. The basically it is a contextualized query prompt where it rephrase my question along with input query and chat history and prompt. It will rephrase my question. It will rephrase my question, and I will pass this to my LLM, and it will give the contextualized query. Basically, this is my contextualized query. This, and I will pass this thing to retriever, and it will retrieve that documents, relevant document, and I will pass this to my basically answering prompt, chatbot prompt, basically which I mentioned, product prompt, and along with this, I will pass this thing to LLM, and I will get my output. So this is the thing basically. I have also taught you in the first part, but in this part, in this video, I have explained you this thing in depth. So I am doing same thing, guys. See, and create a retriever prompt in which it rephrase my question. I am passing that retriever prompt along with chat history and user input to the LLM, and it will create, and now it will create a history aware retriever. Basically, it is creating a history aware retriever. This thing is a history aware retriever. See, history aware retriever. And now this is my basically product bot template. I will pass this context, basically retriever. So this history aware retriever work as context and user input, basically query from user, and I pass this thing to my chat prompt template, and this will create a chain, and I will create a chain from this. This is my question answer chain, and this is my chatbot chain, basically rat chain. And the same thing I'm doing, I am creating the conversational chain with runnable with message history. Inside this, I will pass my rack chain along with the session history, and I will pass input key message. This is the user input along with history key messages key, chat history, and output key. Basically, the answer from the LLM, and I will just return this conversational chain. And if I show you before converting into a Flask app, if I show you this thing by running here, see guys, I will also let me change the session by the name of Dhruv. So see guys, what I'm asking, can you tell me the best Bluetooth buds? This is my first question. And inside the second question, what I'm asking, what is my previous question? So let us check whether it is managing history or not. So for that, what I will do, I first clear my screen and I will copy the path of retrieval dot underscore generate, and I will type Python and I will pass this path and hit enter. Let's wait for the LLM to give the answer. After this, we will convert this into a Flask App. See guys, based on the question, can you tell me the best Bluetooth bud? It has given me the answer. And based on the second question, what is my previous question? It has also given me your previous question is, can you tell me the best Bluetooth bud? So guys, see, this is how the LLM manages the memory, basically memory concept. It is a chatbot because so chatbot should understood know the remember the memory what was the previous question. So that this is how he manages the memory along with my chatbot. So guys, now we have done this. Now what I will do, I will convert this into a Flask app. So for that guys, we have to basically I will open this chat.html and I will rename this by the name of index, and inside this I will pass the HTML code. It is a basic HTML code. So this is my HTML code. Here the text area, message area, where the user will input the query and get the output revert back. And I will also pass the code for the style.css, basically CSS part, to beautify this HTML. I will pass this. Now guys, I will just open app.py, and inside this app.py I will just import some following dependencies, these libraries. So here Flipkart, and now what guys, I will also mention this my model and my session. Basically this is the same thing which we have done in the retriever underscore generate. I am basically mentioning these all things. Apart from this, now guys, what I am from vector store. My vector store is vector store equals to data ingestion, and inside this data ingestion I have already ingested my data, so I'm passing status to be done, and I will call my chain. My chain is generate generation. And now guys, I will initialize my Flask app. So for that, what we need, we just I will write app, and inside I will write Flask. I will call Flask, and inside this I will just write underscore underscore name, and I will create a route, basically a initial page, first page route, that is at the rate app.route slash this thing only I will pass, and I will create a function by the name of index, and inside this index what I will do, I will just return render template, and that is index.html is my first page of the web chatbot. Now guys, I will create another route, that is app.route. Inside this I will pass slash get, basically this is the route for the questioning answering to my chatbot, and inside this I will pass methods is equals to post or get, whether it is a post method or a get method, and inside this I will create a function by the name of chat, and if request dot method is equals to post, then what we need, my message is equals to request dot form. I will type message, which is the user query. So my input will equals to message. Now I will basically call my chain. So result, my result is equals to my result is equals to chain dot invoke, and inside this I will pass my dictionary of input, and this is my answer. Basically I'm just calling the chain. What I have done here, see, inside the retriever I'm just doing this thing only. See guys, I'm doing this thing only, this thing, I'm doing this thing only, answer. And now I will return string result. So guys, this is my chain, and now I will just initialize if my app, basically call my Flask app. So guys, what I will do, I will just clear my screen and I will type python app.py. So my generation v store. So guys, I have to pass this thing, basically the v store inside my generation. And if I will once again call my python app.py. So guys, my basically Flask application has been opened, and if I see, and if I see, this is my front page, basically the my first page of the application. And if I write, can you suggest me the good headphones with high bass, and if I hit enter, so let's check whether, see guys, based on the question it has suggested me bass heads 225. Or although one reviewer mentioned that, see, it is also telling, retrieving the, mentioning the reviews from the user also. And if I write, can you give this to me in points, and if I hit enter, so I have not passed the context, I have just passed, can you give me this 2 points, what thing in points, this thing. So let's check whether this will giving me or not. So let me check. See guys, it has given me the answer. See, it has given me this thing in points. See, in points. So if I ask once again, what is what was my previous question? See guys, my previous question, can you suggest me the good headphones with high bass? So guys, this is the small video how I have, in this I have shown you how you will convert your Flask app, convert your basically that chatbot collab part into a Flask app. And I will commit this thing into the GitHub also. Commit. So guys, I have committed this thing to my GitHub also. If I rerun this, see guys, I have committed my code. So guys, in the next part, I will create a third part for this. In that part, I will show you how you can push this push this chatbot to a EC2 instance with the help of CI/CD pipeline. In this, I will use basically a GitHub Actions workflow. I will create a Docker image for this, and I will push that Docker image to my EC2, and I will call the chatbot from our EC2 instance. Till that, guys, till that, Stay tuned, guys, and keep learning. Thank you. Hello, guys. Welcome back once again in the Flipkart Chatbot Gen AI project series. And in this part of the video, I'm just deploying this my Flask application inside the AWS EC2 machine. So I will show you how you can deploy your chatbot there. Basically, I will create a Docker image and I will push that Docker image to ECR. And from that ECR, I will pull that Docker image and run that Docker image inside the EC2 Ubuntu machine. So let's begin this video. So for that, guys, what you need to do, basically, you need to you need to create a file by the name of Docker file, and the file name should be Docker D capital, and everything is in small Docker file. And apart from this, you also need to create another file by the name of dot docker. Everything is in small case. Docker ignore. These two. Inside the Docker ignore, you have to add virtual environment .env file and this Flipkart egg.egg.info file. I just want to ignore these files inside my Docker image, and after this I need to basically run this command. What this command means, basically, guys, from basically this is it is a basically image already present inside the Docker hub, and from that image basically I'm using Python 3.10 Slim Buster. Basically this is the image Python image 3.10 already present inside the Docker hub, and inside the basically in the next step working directory I will create a directory by the name of app, and inside that app I will copy all this my current directory, basically this Flipkart directory. I will copy as it is inside this app directory, and I will basically run some Linux command. I will install AWS CLI because I'm deploying this inside the AWS, and after that I will update and I will basically install my requirements.txt. And after this I will basically this is cmd. Basically I need Python 3 basically because I am using Python 3.10, and I need to run app.py. So this is my this code will create my Docker image for this directory, Flipkart directory. So just let me push this inside the GitHub. So by the name of Docker added. So let me commit this and synchronize the change. And if I see guys, the Docker command has been added. After this, guys, what you need basically, I need to create a folder by the name of github.github, and inside this I need to create a directory by the name of workflows, by the name of workflows, and inside that directory I need to create a main.yaml file, and basically this is my workflow which will automate my deployment. As soon as I commit my code, it will automatically run the pipeline. I don't want to do anything. So let me paste this command and let me explain you all these commands. Basically the name of my workflow is workflow, and when this workflow start, when I push commit the changes inside the main branch, and I have to ignore the readme file, I have to ignore the readme file, and I have basically I have created a job, basically what jobs it has to do. So I have created three jobs. Let me show you. So integration job and build and push ECR image and continuous deployment. So what are these jobs, guys? Basically inside the integration, let's see. Basically it is run on Ubuntu latest, and it will first check out the code basically, and it will print linting repository. Basically it will print a linting repository, and echo code, this echo code is present inside the Linux, and it will run the unit test case. So what all things you can do inside the integration. That what I am doing inside this integration section. You can just run all the unit case to just see that everything is running properly or not. So I'm just checking out that everything is working fine or not. After this, guys, inside the build and push ECR image, so keep this thing need that it needs integration. As my integration runs, after that, after running the integration and successfully running this integration, it will run build and push ECR image, and it will also run on Ubuntu latest, and it will first check the code, and after that it will install some utilities. After installing utilities, it will configure the credential, and I will show you how you can configure these all things. And then it will log into ECR. Basically, I'm pushing my image to ECR, so it will log into ECR, and after that, it will build and push image to Amazon ECR. And here are the basically this code will build my Docker image, and this code will push my Docker image to ECR. So guys, this is the build and push ECR image section, and after this, the last job is deployment. And in this deployment, it also needs built and push ECR, and it runs on self-hosted. I will show you what is this self-hosted, and it will first of all check out all the code, and it will configure the credentials, and after credential it will log into ECR, and it will pull that image from ECR. Basically, inside the ECR the image is present, and after this it will run the Docker image. It will run the image inside the EC2 instance, where this is the host port. So if in the app.py I have shown you that it will run on 5000 port, and this port, this the right side port is what it is, the container port, and the name is Flipkart. See guys, I have configured here all my .env, basically my secret credentials, each and everything. When I run the Docker image, see Hugging Face token, everything I have mentioned in here only. That's why why I have mentioned here, because inside the Docker image, see I have basically added this .env file. Ignore, it will ignore .env file. So I need to mention this thing here, and where I have to pass these all my credential, all these credential I will let you know. Wait for a minute. Wait for a while. So guys, this code has been done. Now I will just commit this code. Workflow added. So guys, what you need now, basically you have to create an IAM user. You have to create IAM user. Wait a minute guys. So guys, first of all, let me log in inside this. So guys, now what you need, so search for IAM. Go inside the user and create user and select ecom. Just click on next, add, attach the policies, and attach basically administrator access, EC2 container registry full access, and EC2 EC2 Amazon EC2 full access. So I have attached these three policy, and just click on next. See, I have attached all these three policies. This is for ECR and this is for EC2, and after that you have to create a user. So my user has been created. Now click on that ecom, go to the security credentials, and click on create click on create access key, and select the command line interface, and after that select next. So this also. After this, select next and create access key, and these are my access key. Just download this CSV file. So this CSV file is important. After this, guys, what you have to do, you have to copy this access key and open your terminal. Let me open the terminal and let me command prompt, and inside this let me activate my environment. So for that, what you need, conda activate env sorry. Now clear my screen. So if you have to install Amazon CLI, AWS CLI. So let me see. First we have to write AWS configure. So I have to just paste that my access key here and my secret key. After this, my default region is US East 1 and my output format is nothing, and hit enter. Now I have to clear my screen. So guys, now what you need to do, you have to basically, I have to create a ECR elastic. I have to create a ECR repository, elastic container repository, elastic container registry, sorry. So now let me create a repository, private repository, create a repository and type the name, like Flipkart image. Just go and create it. So my Flipkart basically repository is being created for Docker image. So inside this repository, guys, here the Docker image will be present, which I built in my, which I'm building here. I'm building this here, build and push ECR image. Inside my workflow I have mentioned. Now guys, what you need basically, let me go open your GitHub basically. Now guys, you have to open your GitHub. So let me open my GitHub. Let me open my GitHub, guys. So guys, this is my GitHub basically. Now go inside the settings, and inside the setting you have to go inside the security and security secrets and variables and actions. And now just you have to write your secret variables. So for that, guys, what you need basically, I have mentioned. Let me show you basically inside this my workflow. See this integration part, what this built in. I have see AWS access key ID. So from where this AWS access key will come, so this will come, the basically you have downloaded the file, excel file. Inside this, just control select and paste here and add to secrets. After this, what I need AWS secret access key, and from where you will get inside your excel excel file only, which you have downloaded. And once you open, see, this is the secret access key. Just copy this and paste it here. After this, guys, what you need basically, you need to select default region. So for that, guys, just write US East 1 and add secret. After this, guys, what you need, so open this and see what you need, ECR repository name. So your ECR repository name is what, guys? My ECR repository name is Flipkart Flipkart image. So let me confirm that. See, Flipkart image. This is my ECR repository name. So add secret. Now what I need ECR. I need one thing, guys. ECR login, AWS ECR login URI, and from where this login URI you will get. So let me show. First of all, I will add here, and once you see the repository, see here. This is your login URI. Just copy this and paste it here, and remove this part, guys. Remove till this part and add secret. After this, guys, after adding these five things, I have to add my rock API, my Hugging Face API, all thing I have to mention. So for that you need to just add secret and just open your env file and just copy grok API key, type it here, and just copy your grok API and paste it here and add secret. After grok API, guys, what you require? After the grok API, guys, what I require AstraDB API endpoint. So for that, guys, just copy and paste your endpoint URL. After this, guys, what you need? AstraDB application token, basically application token. This is your application token, guys. Just add this. After this, you need DB key space, and this is basically default key space. Add secret. After this, you require Hugging Face token. Just copy and paste this also. So after adding these all secrets, what you need, just open setting once again and go inside the action and select the runner part. Okay, let me remove this. So you have to create new self-hosted runner, select Linux, and just keep this thing here only, and open your EC2, basically AWS, and open EC2. And inside the EC2 you have to create a launcher instance, and you have to add the name by the name of ecom bot. Just select Ubuntu and select T2 large, and after this you have to add key pair. So create new key pair. Just write ecom bot, and you have to create a key pair and download this. After this, guys, just select all these three checkbox and make a memory around basically 10 and launch instance. This will create your instance. So if you go here, so here, see guys, this is your ecom bot. Just select this and let me refresh this once again. So guys, just connect this and connect. So guys, now this is your Ubuntu machine basically I have created. Let me clear the screen by selecting Control and L. So guys, now what I need to install Docker inside my EC2 machine, basically Ubuntu machine. So for that, I need to run some code. I will provide you all these codes. So let me first copy and paste the code. So this thing has been done. Now I will paste my second code. I will provide you guys this code, what which I am just, you also have to just copy and paste this code to install Docker inside your Ubuntu machine. This will take time, guys. This will take time. Let it run. It's still so, guys. This is done. So I will now paste my third code. This has been done. Now I will paste my fourth code. Let's paste it. Let me check what was my sudo sh. So let me paste my fifth code, and after this, this is my last, basically last code, and I will paste this. So guys, if I let me clear the screen, and if I type Docker, see, I'm getting this thing. So this means that I have successfully installed Docker inside my Ubuntu machine. So let me clear this. Now guys, what you have to do, I have created my runner, basically set up my runner, Linux. So now just copy all these commands one by one and paste these commands inside your EC2. So let me copy this first command and just paste this. And after this, just copy your second command and paste this also. And after just copy the third command. You have to just, as it is, copy and paste the command. Now guys, you have to paste this command and just paste this, and after this, see, it is setting up the connection. Now I am basically no runner group, so just hit enter, and after the name of the runner, so name of runner is self hosted. Hit enter, and no labels I have to provide, enter, and this will successfully add. And name or work folder, nothing I have to, so I will hit enter. Now guys, I have to run my last command, that is run sh. Just copy and paste this command, hit enter. See guys, it has connected to my GitHub repo, and if I rerun this, see guys, this is in idle condition. This is in idle condition. Now guys, what you need to do now, this is your EC2 instance. Basically, let me show you. This is my instance ecom bot, and inside this you have to go to the security section and security groups. Inside security groups, you have to edit inbound rules, and you have to add rule the custom TCP, and I have to mention my port, basically which port I have mentioned, 5000, and anywhere equals to this, and save the rule. So this is guys saving the rule. Now guys, what you need to, I have to just commit the code, basically commit the code. So right now I am having no code to commit, so let me first, what I need, so I will just hit enter, and now flow added. I will just, as soon as I commit my code guys, it will automatically run the pipeline. So I will show you, see guys, inside the GitHub, See guys, my pipeline is started. So if I go to the details section, so first it is running the continuous integration done. Now it starts the continuous delivery part where I will build the image and push that image to ECR. So it is starting the job. It is installing the utilities and it will configure the AWS credential, and then it will log into ECR and build the image and push that image to my ECR repository, private repository. Still take time guys to run. Let it run. Let's see whether, see guys, this is now installing my requirement.txt. Let's see whether some error will throw some error or not. See guys, now it is done my continuous delivery and started the continuous deployment. See guys, it has started. It is configured. It will pull my ECR image. Basically, if you go in, if you select Elastic Container Registry, if you go here and if you check inside the repository, guys, Flipkart image. See, this is my Docker image. This is my Docker image. It's still running this. See guys, my pipeline has done. Now what you have to do, if you go inside the EC2 and if you select the instance, your instance, if you open the instance and just copy this public IPv4 address, just copy this. Now after this you have to pass colon and the port. Which port? Host 5000. Just hit enter. See guys, it has opened my Flipkart chatbot. Now if I write hello, so if I write, can you suggest me some good headphones? See guys, it has basically running. So and if I type give me in points. See guys, it is giving me in points. So guys, this is a small video which I have shown you how you can push your Flask app inside the EC2, and I have shown you. So you have to remember the each and every steps how you can do this. So guys, what I will do to give you which code I am running. So for that guys, I will create a MD file. Basically, I will create MD file aws.md, and what guys, I will give you the steps what you have to do. So let's wait. Let me just copy and paste the steps. So guys, let me copy these steps and paste it here inside this repo. So guys, what I am doing, let me remove this also. And instead of this, what I need to add? I need to add Grok API, and I need endpoint. I need this thing, guys, and I need Hugging Face token. So these things I have to add inside my secret and variable inside my GitHub settings. And these are the command, guys, to install Docker inside your EC2. So I have mentioned how what you have to do each and every step, security inside the security once you created. So each and every step. So here I have shown, here is the link to download AWS. If you don't, if you are not having AWS CLI, you have to install this first. See, for Windows, for Mac and Linux, all three commands are present here. So let me first. So guys, let me commit these changes to GitHub. AWS setup added. So guys, I have committed the code, and if I once again see, it will again run the pipelines, guys, CI/CD pipeline. If I see, if I see once again, so once again it will start my pipeline. See guys, once again it has started the pipeline. So guys, this is Dhruv Saxena from my side. So I have shown you how you can create a chatbot, Flipkart chatbot. In the first part, I have developed the collab part. Collab part I have shown you. I have developed the collab notebook part. And in the second video, I have converted the collab notebook into the Flask app. And in the third part, guys, I have pushed that code inside the EC2 machine. So guys, this is only, and keep learning. Thank you.